Hey everybody, it's Zach from the Mighty Electron. It's been a while since I posted one of these updates on the Operation Highlander Tesla swap, but we just hit a milestone. 12 months of data, 1 year of data. So I'm here to update you on how things have been going. Quick recap in case you're just getting into this. So last January, I was trying to convince my wife that I wanted to buy a Tesla. She said, if the numbers work, you can get one, a used one, of course. Great, no problem. So I started running the numbers. And what I did is at the time, I was driving a 2005 Toyota Highlander that was starting to make noises like maybe it needed to find a different home. Great. So I hypothetically bought on January 1st a 2014 Tesla Model S. I hypothetically bought I think it was a 2014 Honda Ridgeline, and then I kept my 2005 Toyota Highlander. So these are the three vehicles that were kind of on my radars that I was looking at. Here's what I was tracking. First of all, here's what I wasn't tracking. I wasn't tracking unscheduled maintenance, things like the radiator going out, or you got to replace the MCU screen on the Tesla, or things like that. The reason why I didn't track that is because there was just no way for me to calculate that on vehicles that I didn't own. You know, those are real world situations where they're not consistent. You never know what's going to come up. And so you can spend a lot of time trying to guess and calculate and that kind of stuff. I didn't want to do that. Here's what I was calculating on. Here's what I was tracking: brakes, uh, oil changes, fuel consumption or electricity consumption and the cost associated with that, registration, and the biggest one was depreciation, because that was going to be the biggest money suck on the Tesla. Drive a $5,000 Highlander, it's not going to depreciate a lot. There's just not a lot of money to disappear there. However, the Tesla is, of course, a little bit more than that, and so you're going to lose a lot of money. And I wanted to try to compare apples to apples the best that I could. So let's get into it. Let's take a look at this chart. Now, as a reminder on this chart, this represents the money that I've spent. So more money is bad. Bigger numbers are bad on this chart. We want low numbers. Let's take a look at it. First of all, we start out in January. As you can see, January has some numbers because I purchased these vehicles in January, so you've got your registration fees and you got to pay taxes on it. So that's what that represents. Now we start moving towards March. It's going about as expected. I actually wasn't expecting the Ridgeline to be that expensive, but it's a not very fuel efficient vehicle. March, everything looks good. Then all of a sudden, in March, gas prices start increasing, which also makes the values of EVs, not just Teslas, but all EVs, start going up and up and up, which means the depreciation is not there. Because if the new prices are going up, so are the used prices. That was really unexpected. And as you can see, I mean, let's keep moving forward. In July gas prices hit their peak, at least where I live. I mean, we got up to about $5.30 a gallon in July. So that's why the Highlander and the Ridgeline cost is kind of trending at a normal line. But man, the Model S, the Tesla, continuing to decrease. Again, I don't think that's anything magic to do with Tesla. I think that was probably all EVs if I were to track those. But that's not sustainable. I knew this was a fluke. However, it sure was fun to see that. I mean, some months my Tesla made me $1,200. It was unbelievable. Now let's keep moving forward. After July, fuel prices start coming down. So do the EV prices, which means your depreciation starts going up. I start losing money. Now, let's pause a little bit on September. This is kind of where this is the last break point. Things are looking normal. If we go into October now, all of a sudden the graph falls apart, and here's why. I track the value of my used vehicles on NADA. It's what banks use, it's what I use. NADA in October redid their site. I thought it was just a UI change, but then the numbers were crazy. I think that there may have been something was changed on how they calculated the values, because all of a sudden my Highlander and my Ridgeline skyrocketed. Like they each made like $1,000 that month in appreciation, which was really unheard of. But then if we move forward past October and get back to November, it seems like it starts to correct. So I'm marking October down as just kind of a fluke, okay? And it gets back on course. And then we finish out the year kind of expected. Again, I had no idea that the Ridgeline would be that expensive. I mean, I'd be losing a ton of money had I purchased the Ridgeline. The Model S is, of course, more expensive than the Highlander. Completely understandable. Again, there's just no money for the Highlander to depreciate with, whereas the Model S, there's a significantly larger pool there from which it's drawing. Let's move on to actually how much these have cost me per month divided over the past 12 months. All right, starting out with the Tesla, it has cost me $416.22 a month. Again, that includes stretching out the taxes for the past 12 months and then registration, insurance, all of those things we already talked about. Highlander, $385 a month, and then the Ridgeline coming in at a whopping $557 a month. Unbelievable. Okay, bottom line, am I happy that I bought the Tesla? Yes, absolutely. If you've watched my other videos, you know I did not get some top of the line Tesla. It's a used. It's got bumps and bruises in it. It's got little stains here and there. The bumper's a little bit on it. It's okay. It's a used car. I'm a Walmart guy. That's that's just my style. That's just fine. Um, but I mean, if you were to ask me driving my Highlander, if you were to ask me, hey, would you spend an extra, what is that, $20, $30? Would you spend an extra $30 a month to drive a Tesla? Yeah, I think I would. And also, I personally think that fuel prices are going to start coming back up. It wouldn't surprise me if that Tesla starts becoming less costs per month than the Highlander does. Ridgeline, I really like the Ridgeline, but man, I'm glad I didn't buy it. $557 a month, that's just a lot of money. That's a lot of money to lose on a 2014 vehicle. So, hope you found this interesting. We're going to keep this up. Probably not going to do updates every month now that we've hit that first 12-month mark. Might stretch it out to every 6 months after this or something like that. But we'll keep going. And here's to honest numbers and good facts. Make sure and like and subscribe. You know the drill. And we'll see you on the next video. Thanks, everybody.